Hello and welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator 25 on Saxlingham. As you can see, guys, we have moved along into October, which means we have to check the store. Hopefully there is actually something quite useful in the store today. There is a front mower that is actually quite handy, that could speed up our mowing contracts. There is also for 220 brake horsepower, there is a seeder. It's a little bit over our horsepower limit. But I tell you what there is. Oh, that's a mulcher. Do you know what? I thought that was a mower. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was a mower. But no, it's just a mulcher. It's a nice mulcher, but it's not what we are requiring. There is actually a seeder in the shop. That is the seeder we were literally talking about in the shop. For real? Let's just double check we haven't got a seeder. I don't think we have a seeder. We don't have a seeder. Right, guys, we are going straight in for this. It is 6 meters wide, so it's a relatively good width. It's 120 brake horsepower, so the Zeta has no problems doing this. Yeah, we're not even going to mess around. We're just going to buy that. Job done. Right, today, let's go into the animals and... Right, okay. We will have baby cows next month. Okay, I didn't expect that one. I did actually expect cows in October, guys, so that's kind of just caught me a little bit off guard. So today we will be looking at jobs, and we need to be looking for something. I'd like a fertilizing contract, to be honest. I don't want baling. We did baling in the last episode, even though baling would be fantastic. That's 23 grand. We can't afford that one. Let's have a look in. Let's just wipe the jobs and start again. Ah, this is where I've lost my jobs now, innit? I'm telling you, I'm going to lose my jobs now. That's bale wrapping. Field 35 for cultivate. No, I've lost the job. No. Right, sorry about that. Nasty cough. Yeah, I've lost my cultivating job. Yeah, that's the cut. Aha, here we go. Cultivating field 35, cultivating field 36. All right, well, we're gonna have to go down for field 35. I think that is going to be today's job. That's basically going to give us the money back from the money we just spent on the cedar. Sorry, I'm just trying to do a couple of different things. We've got plenty of grass, got plenty of water. They could do with a little bit more hay, I suppose. I do have a couple of bales just here. I say we don't, at the moment, we don't need to be cutting our grass more than what we are actually. I think once a year is more than enough at the moment. I do think as the animals get bigger and we get more and things like that, I think we may need more at some point. Right, I'm a little bit crooked, but I want to see if I can get these 2 bales in there. So I'm gonna have to maybe just do a little bit of, if I can put 2 bales in there, I don't have to worry about it as much in the next episode, and we can kind of just get on a little bit. I'm gonna put them down like that. We're going to put that down like that. And now we're going to just go like that. And hopefully go like that. And like that. Down and in. Down and in. Come on. Bounce it up and down. Bounce it up and down. Bounce it up and down. There we go. There we go. They are officially in. That was not how I wanted to do that. But guess what? It worked. We've now officially got 2 bales in there at the same time. That is fantastic. We are looking for the Zeta, which is here. I've missed it twice. And we are looking for our super duper cultivator, which is all the way over there. Now, if you do remember, in the last time we used this cultivator, we were a little bit iffy on the power, even though it's near the limit. But I think as a one big job episode, I think it will go quite well. We'll get this done relatively. It'll be an episode job, but I think it'll be worth doing for the income alone. So we are going down all the way down to field 35, and I've just got to figure out where 35 is. Right, so we are here. This is the faff about. This is the. I got to drive all the way down and round and down and round. Right, okie dokie. Bit of a faff to get there, but we will. We do need to just have a little look at the goat's milk as well. Make sure there is only one container there, or one pallet with containers on. Whatever your terminology you want to use. I always feel a little bit weird on a Monday morning recording because, like, I've had like 2 days off. I've had loads done and been doing loads, and yeah, now it's just like, okay, what was I doing in the last one? Yeah, there's only one pallet there, so we are going to turn right here and go through the Saxlingham farm estate. We're going to go down this road and we're going to take the first right. I do believe is the first right. Yeah, we're going to take. Actually, we can just follow it round. There's a couple of ways we can get to field 35, and actually I think we'll just follow the road round and then take the second right. We've worked in field 36 before, but we are field 35. I don't know if we've worked in this field before. I don't think so. Yeah, I've had a very, very busy weekend. Just kind of making conversation while we are driving down there. Didn't do much yesterday. I do try and take, like, the Dragon Lady has 3 days off work. Has Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. And I do like to try and be a little bit, you know, have 1 day, you know what I mean, where we don't do all that. Gives us 2 days then to do stuff around the house, but we have that third day in case like a job overhangs. Yeah, I've got some big jobs coming. Basically, I'm about to look into replacing our entire heating pipe system in the upper 2 floors of our house. Our house is running about 7 radiators off a 15mm setup, and that's not really good. So I'm going to be changing the pipework for 22, which unfortunately does mean I've got to rip up all our new carpets and stuff, but you know what, it is what it is. Our heating it works, it's just slow. So we've kind of been trying to figure that out, and we've got to figure out, because we have 22mm piping going up to the second floor, but it then stopped and we're not quite sure where it stopped, so we've got to kind of start taking floorboards up, and yeah, and we've got to take our kitchen, not our kitchen, we've got to start taking our bathroom floor. Now our bathroom floor is on the list to be done, it just wasn't going to be done this year. Yeah, we just want the house to heat up a little bit quicker than it is, and the 15mm pipe just restricts the flow, so it does really, really just take a little bit longer to heat up. Our hive can be on like 20 minutes before the last radiators even get water, basically. And we've had a plumber around, and he's proper balanced it up as best as he can, and it was like, you know, you'd have to change that pipework to speed it up. So which we knew this, we were just hoping we could get away with it, and so we were like pricing that up over the weekend, and to be honest, copper pipe's not cheap to buy in general. And then I'll have to replumb all the 15mm branches, because the pipe work's going to be in a different location for the 22, because if I run it where the current 15 is, I'd have to rip like 4 rooms apart. If I just run it under the hallway, I only need a section of each bedroom. So yeah, quite a bit of faffing around to be doing soon in the house, so I'm not gonna say videos are gonna stop, but like if I get delayed on a job, you know, and there's a video missing, there's a good chance that's probably the reason why, because obviously you know, with having 2 autistics in the house and one with severe special needs, I've got to make sure all the floorboards are covered when I'm not working, and it can really delay a job. And I am trying to be like considerate to the neighbours as well for the noise we make, even though they know we're doing a lot of work in our house. But yeah, it is nice just to try and be a little bit on the considerate side of things. But yeah, just it's more just in case there's a video missing one day, you know, and if I don't have time to come on and be like, you know, I do try and keep people up to date with any delays in the Discord. That is usually my first port of call, usually because the Dragon Lady can also comment in there as well and help me explain why I'm running a little bit on the late side. But yeah, like I said, I'm not saying it's gonna delay any videos or anything like that, or there'll be any missing videos, but I kind of just want to say kind of well in advance that could be the reason why. You know me, guys, I do try and pump out a video every weekday. Like if I know that like there's a chance of a delay, I can always maybe try and get a video recorded in advance for that day, but it's difficult to do that as well. But like I say, I'll try my best to keep you guys up to date. Like I say, winter's coming now. I'm not sure if we're going to do it over winter. That's the problem, because if it takes me 4 days to rip all the floorboards up and get the pipe down and branch off every radiator and all that, and say that, you know, it's cold now, let's be honest, it's quite nippy in the house now. The house is so big, it's cold. I don't need the house having no heat. Now it's a bit different. I have got a log burner. My kids just like to be in the rooms, and yeah, I've got to displace all the kids and stuff, and it's a lot. It's a nightmare, to be honest. Like I said, I'm just kind of giving a little bit of a heads up, really, just in case that happens. Right, I am trying to get this headland done, but this headland is really delaying. I do think this is going to be a bit of a time-lapsey episode. I have realised we haven't done a headland yet, and we are at 8%. That is all we're on, 8%. This is the power problem we're going to have, I think. But we now have a seeder, guys, so we can maybe start looking at changing one of our grass fields. I don't mind cutting grass twice a year in one field if we're going to change one of our fields from grass to a grain, so we can get chickens or something. I'm not really bothered if we do that. We have plenty of hay anyway. But yeah, maybe that's something we need to be looking at now. We need to get some chickens, I think. I don't know when. I think we might have missed planting season, to be honest. I don't know for sure. Right, there we go. We are now at basically 10%. Maybe nearer enough 11. And we have officially done one headland. Just the one. We've only done the one. I have realised I haven't got GPS on, guys, so my lines may not be straight, but never mind. There's not really much we can do about that now. But yeah, we've done 10%. We've done one headland. What I'm going to do is we're going to get the radio turned on, and we'll see what we can get done over the next couple of minutes. Guys, there we go. We are now at 33% done on this field. I've had an idea, and it's kind of why I've come out of the time lapse, and I kind of want to know if it's going to work. So we're struggling at the moment with the gear changes on the Zeta. It is really letting the tractor down. Like, we seem to be jumping in between two gears, and I'm wondering if, I don't know, I can't remember, is there manual gears? There is manual gears. I want to know if I can go into a manual gear and keep this up without it jumping. I think 5L was the best gear we could be in the previous times. So I'm currently now manually changing the gears. We are now hitting 10 mile an hour and we are not trying to jump up to 3H, which then lowers us down to 4 to 5 mile an hour while it struggles with traction. So as annoying as that is, having to manually change the gears, that works very well. I am now just cultivating at 10 miles per hour. 9 to 10 miles per hour, which is exactly what we've been wanting to do. So I think while we're doing any work with this cultivator, I do think we need to be manually changing the gears. It'll take me a little while to get used to it. I don't really do the manual gears. But I think overall right now, I think, because I can go a little bit further ahead there, we can put it in full lock, we can do that turn, and 9 mile an hour straight away going in the opposite direction. That is so much better for us, and we are now back at 9 to 10 mile an hour doing the next road. That is going to be so much quicker than us dipping down to 4 mile an hour. We were just losing like traction on the gear changes. Like, the next gear is okay, but it's you know, this is a better gear. Yes, we've got a lot higher revs, but it doesn't matter. We're not changing gear and then losing it all. That is definitely going to work out a lot better for us in the long run. So I'm very happy with that one. I do like to see the dust flying around. But as you can see, nice steady 9-10 mile an hour, no problems at all. I like that. I never did actually look if there was a mod in FS22, we were talking about it in the last episode. I never did actually look to see if it was released on 25, where you could override automatic and manual and keybind it up. I need that, and it would make life easier. I wouldn't have to go into the menus to do it. But at least at the moment with the menus, we can still do it. I won't remember where the option is for it, but yeah. This is so much better. Oh, I can't get over this. This is a game changer for this this cultivator. Like I said, we've only just got enough power to pull it, and that's where we were having the traction problem. Now I could go and put double tires on, but that's going to cost us money we don't really want to spend at the moment. Like I say, we're trying to build up the farm. We've had an absolute awesome new seeder we bought today. I know the seeder's got a lot of high hours. It's not going to really interfere with it too much. But now, at least in the next episode, for example, if there is, we could maybe look at doing a seeding contract, or in the spring, or what, you know, whenever that time comes. This is an absolute game changer. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do then, guys, because I think we're going to fly through the contract a lot quicker now. We're going to get the radio turned back on. We'll get into another little time lapse. and we'll see what we can get done in the next couple of minutes, and hopefully we'll be a little bit closer, well, we'll be a lot closer to the end. There we go. Time lapse number 2 down, and I tell you what, this is working out so much better now. We are getting so much more done. I think we're getting so much more done. I don't think that was like the longest time lapse that we've done in the past, but honestly, it's just working so well. Now I've got cruise control on as well, which is just making life so much easier. We're not losing really any speed at all, apart from when I turn cruise control. So the manual gears is an absolute game changer when you're low on power. And it really is. I just can't get over how well this has worked. Like I was looking at it in that first time lapse, and it's like, well, we're jumping between 5L and 3H. We need to stay in 5L. I was like, well, I could maybe manually do that. And we've been in 5L. It's been perfect. It's been absolutely perfect. I'm so happy that we have done it like this. It has made all the difference. Yeah, it's made all the difference. Game changer, absolute game changer for cultivating. But it means that maybe in future, if we have a slightly lower powered tractor, like say the John Deere, with say the baler, we might be able to keep that in a lower gear and keep the speed up. Like this is supposed to be working at 10 mile an hour. We're working at 9, so we are losing like in theory 10% worth of speed. But as it was constantly changing the gear, we were going down. We were losing up to 60%. I'd rather lose a constant 10 than be up and down and up and down and up and down and hitting like a 60% speed loss. You know what I mean? It's so much more easier this way. Who'd have thought manual gears would have solved our slightly wider cultivator problem? I tell you now, guys, it wasn't me. It was not me in the slightest. I thought, we'll give it a go, we'll give it a try, and game changer. Game changer. And there's another pass done. As you can see, there is not much of this field to go. I was thinking about it maybe needing 3 time lapses. To be quite honest with you, the speed we're going at now, I don't really think we need to go into another time. I think we just naturally finish this this job. Just gonna have a little look. Nothing new here. A mower came in. I kind of fancy getting that mower, you know. I really do. But I don't know. We need to do some math on the horsepower requirement, because it'll be nice to be mowing 3 meters wider. But I don't know what the mower requirement is for the power requirement for the mower we've already got. Plus that one, I think we need to go for a Kuhn front mower. I think they're slightly lower power. And in that way we'd be mowing a lot quicker. We get more of that done as well. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right, so 1 pass is 3%. Wow, that's not too bad at all. We were on 77 when we started. That is really, really nice. And do you know what? I've had such a blast playing on this Saxlingham series. I really have. It's been absolutely brilliant. I do love it when you start with next to nothing. I love the grind of it. I always find, like, if we start with a load of equipment, they're the maps I don't enjoy. I say map, they're the series I don't enjoy the most. Cause once you've bought everything, you're kind of just farming. I like the struggle of, well, we want to do this, we want to do that, you know, power requirement struggles. So, you know, we're going to have enough time to do it with this small equipment to do that job, you know, and all that kind of thing. Those are the series I like to do. And it works so well. There's another pass done, 83%, so yeah, 3%. So we've only got a couple more passes to do, really. What we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got maybe 5 more passes to do. And this field is completed. So yeah, there's not much left to do. I still can't get. I am just so pleased that we found a way around this cultivator. We'd be bouncing up between like 4 and 10 constantly with the gear changes, and the fact that we're just cruising along at 9 mile an hour 99% of the time. Sometimes we hit 10, sometimes we do it at 8 on the turn. I find we hit 8 when I go full lock on the steering wheel. And that has worked out absolutely brilliant. £20,000 if I remember rightly for this contract, which is a good large amount to get from just one job. It would have been nice to have maybe got a couple of jobs done in an episode, but these bigger fields are obviously going to take the time that we just... Yeah, I don't think we're going to be in a position to get absolute massive machinery. You know, we do our best to get what we can, but it's just, yeah, it's just not happening. %88 complete. Kind of percent watching I always am when we get towards the end of the contract, because we don't need to complete 100%. Well, we do, but we don't have to complete the entire field. We do get a little bit of leeway on cultivating contracts, and yeah. 89, so this is coming 92 by the time we get to the top, 95 by the time we get back to the bottom. That's not too shabby at all. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out on goat's milk. I'm not sure when that's going to need emptying again. We've got plenty of hay in the cows. We've put 2 bales in, so that should jump us into the next month without needing to top it up. But yeah, we have got a lot going for us at the moment. Now, we will have some cows to sell very soon, guys. I was hoping it was going to be in this episode. I know I've kind of said that now for a couple of episodes, but there's not really much I can do. Like I say, I could sell our calves at 6 months, but all I'm going to do is I'm just going to sell the calves when we get new calves, and then that way we know when to sell them. It's the best. I think that's going to be the easiest thing to do. So they might get to 8 months. Well, no, they're 8 months now, aren't they? So they might get to 10 months. I don't really know. But it works out well for us anyway. Just like I say, when we get new calves, we sell the old calves, and then, you know, we just keep the adults for breeding. But I think overall, that's easiest way for me personally to remember when to sell the calves, because otherwise I'm always looking at the months and not guaranteed to get it right. I'm a bit of a wally. I can't believe that's going to miss a tiny little bit just there. But I won't be coming back for that unless I really have to at the end. I would much prefer to just get the strips done at full width and work out the little bits. That is looking very good indeed. 93%. I'm just buzzing we found a way. I'm proper excited. It's like, yes, you know, rather than struggling, it was just like, yep, we found a way around. And for me, that's a big thing. That's 94. Only another pass or 2 to go, and we will be done. Very excited with the fact we found a way around this. That should have been 95%, so it's not quite 3% clearly. I was expecting that to have been on 95% when we got back to that bottom. There's 95 back there. It's not the end of the world. I just was expecting it to be 95 when we got back to the bottom. and it wasn't. Although we did have a bit of an overlap on that last pass coming down. It's these smaller pieces now that are going to be real fiddly and annoying. Like we've only done like 1.5%. Now we've just done like 1.5%. I'm not going all the way up to the top, but I am going to just work my way into completing a width like that. We'll go that way. We'll fill that bit in if we need to. I don't think we will, to be honest. We'll definitely get finished on this. But this was a big job, and I am very, very happy. This would have normally been a 3 to 4 time lapse job because of the gearbox, and the fact that we got it down to, yeah, we could have maybe done with a bit of a third, you know, small third time. But I wanted to do it in natural time so that we could actually, you could see we are doing very well with the idea that I had. But yeah, if anyone is in the same boat as me, 170 brake horsepower, and you're struggling to pull this cultivator, just go to manual gears, guys, and put it in 5L. And worst case, put it in 2H if it's a little bit more steeper. It's as simple as that. And it works out absolutely brilliantly. Yeah, I'm very, very... I'm proper starving. I don't know if it comes across. I'm just proper buzzing with myself like, yes, this should have taken a lot longer than it has done. But once the job was quicker than I thought... Oh, I did miss a little bit there. 98%, guys. 98. Eek. $99. Oh, here we go. The final pass. And this contract is money in the bank. Cha-ching. There we go. So, save that. We go on to there. We go on to manual with clutch. I don't have a clutch pedal on this steering wheel. I wish I did. Right, I'll tell you what I will just quickly do though. I'm just going to quickly save that game so I remember I've got the setting the way I have. On here we have got £22,006. That's brilliant. They might reproduce in the next episode. I hope so. I really do, because that's been a while now. They're 20% towards reproducing. Their puberty, and yeah, so yeah, they're a long way. So we're a long way from now baby goats. There's no seeding jobs. So we were going to look at this mower. This mower needs 110 brake horsepower. That would leave us with 60 brake horsepower for our side mower. Our side mower is 80. So 80. So yeah. So we can't get that front mower. We can get a front mower, which will speed up these contracts. I am just going to look here. We are looking for a front mower. So we have the McHale, which is 70. So that's not too bad. The Kuhn is only 60. Yeah, I knew it. The Kuhn is only 60. So yeah, we need the Kuhn at 13,500. If we were to get that, we'd then be mowing at 3.1, basically 7.5 meters, which is absolutely brilliant. That's kind of what we need to be working towards. Right, got to be careful here, guys. There's a bit of a bump coming down here. Yeah, I am absolutely ecstatic. I don't think there's anything else to do on the farm. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to leave this episode here. We have had a fantastic money earning day, and we need to basically hopefully get another day like that in the next episode. Because, yeah, it'd be nice to get some new equipment. Like I say, we could get a front mower. That would spend 13,500. But, you know, I'm not saying there will be, but I am kind of hoping there might be a sowing contract come up. We now have a seeder, so we'll, you know, why not see if we can do it. But we also do need to decide on chickens. Now, the problem we're going to have here, guys, is if we plant wheat, barley, sorghum for chickens, our problem is going to be harvesting if we cannot pick up the harvester in time. So at the moment, I want to use the seeder for seeding contracts, if there's any. When we can start trying to get the money together for a harvester, we can look at putting something in chickens. That's kind of the plan. There's no point us planting something in a ground we can't harvest. That's kind of what I'm thinking, you see. But as I said, this is where I'm going to leave the episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I will be back with another one in the next day. See you later on.